Hey guys, my name is Brandon Menz. I drive a 2007 Honda Civic Si, and you're watching The Drive. I got my Civic Si because I was in the market for a car about 2 years ago, and it came up on Craigslist actually, which is kind of funny. It was bone stock, and it was really clean, so I decided to go check it out. I actually checked it out on my 20th birthday, which I found it was really cool. The guy, he was really nice. I bought it from a private seller. He was really cool. So in the line of mods, I went with the best that I could possibly find. I scavenged the forums. Civic.com is where I found most of my stuff. I ended up going with a Skunk 2 cold air intake because I didn't have to relocate the battery anywhere. You just have to push it a little forward up. Coney struts, Ibach springs, Flash Pro, tuned by Vip Viper. Shout out to Vip Viper, he does an amazing job tuning cars. And a full race 3-inch exhaust. The reason why I went with my suspension setup is I didn't have the budget for coilovers, and I didn't feel like going with anything like Raceland or even BC or damn it, what's the other BC and yes, like the basic coilovers like Godspeed, BC, D2 coilovers, all of those. I mean, they're good for daily driving, but in terms of performance, they don't give you the correct dampening and all that stuff. So I decided to go with the best struts, and I went with Ibach Pro Kit springs because they drop the car just enough that I can still daily drive the car. I mean, I live up in New England, so it's rough trying to daily drive a slammed car. So Ibach Pro Kit springs, they're a great spring. So one of the first modifications I did was Honda Flash Pro, and what Flash Pro does, it lets you completely remap the ECU, and you can run your own custom tune. You can flash it from Honda. They give you a bunch of different flashes that can run with the car based on what kind of modifications you're running. So even stock, what it does is it gets rid of that rev hang that most Honda Civics are plagued with, and it makes the car drive really weird. Any future modifications you do, Flash Pro makes those gains tenfold. So if you're running a stock map from the car and you have a cold air, header, and exhaust, you're not going to do as well as someone with Flash Pro and say a short ram intake. It's all about how the car is tuned, especially these cars. The K20 motor, it's all in the way you tune them. So that's why I went to Vip Viper Tuning. He's the man. The second you mention his name, people go, "Oh, Vip Viper, he's the guy. He's the demigod of the Civic world." I went with full race because it keeps the car quiet, but at the same time, it gives you all the power gains of any fart can that you can buy off eBay. The other day, I just put the exhaust on about 2 weeks ago or so, and I was coming home from school one day, and one of my friends, he called me up and he said, "Brandon, I had someone ask me who was driving your car," and I mentioned that it was you, blah blah blah, and he said, "Your car sounds nothing like a Honda." I'm the kind of guy who likes to fly underneath the radar. So I don't like the loud fart can kind of exhaust. I like the exhaust that all of a sudden you fly past them and they're like, "What was that?" And it turns out it's just another Honda. Well, it's not just another Honda. It's a properly done Honda. So looking to the future, I need to get rid of the stock header. It's very restrictive. It'll probably get me somewhere around 20 horsepower. Right now I have a Go Power custom header. If you want to buy it from me, let me know. After that, I really don't think I want to do anything else to the car. I mean, it's just the way I like it. It's not the fastest car on the block, but at the end of the day, it's exactly what I wanted out of the car. I don't want something that, it's almost a pain to drive. I want something that's easy to drive. Oh, I would also like to do a hybrid racing short throw shifter. Shout out to Hybrid Racing. I have their clutch master cylinder upgrade. That is another thing that if you're just getting your Civic now, on top of Flash Pro, the Clutch Master cylinder upgrade from Hybrid Racing is the mods to get for your car, because all they do is they just transform the car. It just strengthens any weak points from the Civic Si that come from the factory. If I were to start all over, I probably would have gotten different springs. I love the iBox springs, but at the end of the day, I don't think they're the stiffest. They're not the best gauged for performance. I'm not about that low life, so I'm not going to bother going into coilovers. If I had the money, I would have done KW Variant 3 coilovers, but I'm not made a goal. I'm shooting from a GoPro right now, so it's all about the way you do it and doing it right the first time. If you're asking me if I had any regrets of the car, I don't have any regrets. This was probably the best car I will ever own. I don't think, obviously it's not going to be the best car on paper, but it has the perfect amount of fun factor. It's fast enough that I can really enjoy myself without getting jail time. For the credits, I want to give a good shout out to Hybrid Racing for making all the best quality parts for the car. I'm sorry I couldn't buy more things from you. If you want to send me free stuff, ask me for my address. I'd like to thank Skunk 2 Racing for making a very high quality intake. It's the best of the best. They make the most power. Shout out to Full Race. They're really cool guys, especially Full Race Jeff. He's the man. Talk to him. He'll hook you up. Coney, iBox, they make great suspension components. Best of the best. Oh, and if you haven't gotten it before, I'll say it one last time. Shout out to Vip Viper Tuning. He is the man. He will get your car running better than you could ever imagine. So shout out to you, Vip Viper. Keep doing what you're doing. Damn it, kid, you're not supposed to look at me! Alright, we'll start that segment over. So, what?